Hello and welcome. In this video we are going to be making a double crochet beanie, and this pattern is by Crochet Rochelle, and I will put a link in the description to her website where you can get the pattern. She wrote the pattern from sizes newborn up to adult extra large, and this is what the hat looks like when we're done. This is a toddler size, and that's the size that I'm going to be making for this video. For this hat, what you're going to need is some worsted weight number 4 yarn, and I'm using Red Heart in Delft Blue. And when I'm done, I'm going to make this into a Cookie Monster hat. These hats are awesome because you can embellish them lots of different ways. With flowers or bows, butterflies, all sorts of different things can go on there to dress it up. So, things that we'll need for this pattern, you'll need a size I 5.5 millimeter hook, scissors, a yarn needle, and I have an assortment here. I like to use this chunky metal one right here. That's my favorite. Anyway. Okay. And here's the pattern that we're going to use. Toddler, preschool, 2T to 4T size. It's got 12 total rounds and works up pretty quickly. And now the reason I'm making this video, and this is not my pattern, we are using this pattern with my chapter of Crochet for Cancer. It's called Hats, Hugs, and Hope, and this chapter serves the northwestern North Carolina area. And basically what we do is we collect crocheted or knitted items from anybody who wants to make them, and we distribute them to cancer patients in our area. So Hats, Hugs, and Hope is a Christian ministry that collects crocheted or knitted items and distributes them to cancer patients in the northwestern North Carolina area. Please prayerfully consider donating crocheted or knitted items. We also accept donations of yarn so that others can make these items. If you would like more information on our chapter, how to get involved, how to donate, all sorts of things on there, facebook.com/hats, hugs, and hope. Or you can contact me, Stephanie, at hatshugsandhope@gmail.com. Donations can be mailed to P.O. Box 131, Warrensville, North Carolina, 28693. With every hat that we donate, we also attach a little card, scripture on the front, and then on the inside we put a personal note on the back. Most of the time we'll put sizing information or washing instructions if we have that information. Alright, so let's get started with our hat. And to get started, first thing that we're going to need to do is make a magic ring. And so this is the way I do it. I actually found this method in a YouTube video, and I can't find that video anymore. So there are many different ways you can start a magic ring. You can watch 20 different YouTube videos and see 20 different ways to do it. But this is the way I like. So I'm going to place the yarn tail over my left hand and just hold on to it with my pinky. I'm going to wrap it around my index and middle finger and let it cross over with an X on top of my index finger. And I'm going to hold that with my thumb. Now I'm going to turn my hand over and grab this yarn with my pinky. And next I'll take my hook. I'm going to go under and over. And I'm going to pull this through, and as I pull it through, I'm twisting my hook toward my body. And then I'm going to yarn over, and I'm going to pull through. There we go. So there is my magic circle, magic ring, magic loop. It's called different things in different patterns. Okay, so this pattern for round 1, we make our magic ring, we'll chain 2, we'll do 10 double crochets in the ring, and then we'll join. Okay, so 1, 2, okay, and then just to review double crochet for you if you need it, yarn over, go into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so again, yarn over, go into the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, so we need to do 10 of those around the loop. Okay, I'm just going to count these real quick. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay, I've got 10 on there. I'm going to go ahead and take my tail here and just pull this. Okay. I'm not going to pull it completely closed just yet because a lot of times if you pull this completely closed, it makes it a little bit difficult to get into some of these stitches around. So we'll just leave it a little loose for now. We'll tighten that up when we're done. And I'm going to join by placing my hook into my 10th stitch from my hook. So if I start here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right there is where I'm going to put my hook. And notice I'm going to put it underneath those 2 loops there. Okay. I'll yarn over and I'll pull through all the way. Okay, so that is round 1. Round 2, we will chain 2, and then we need to do 2 double crochets in each stitch around. So we'll have a total of 20 stitches when we're done. And for this pattern, our chain 2 does not count as a stitch. So when we do our first stitch, it will go into that same stitch where we joined. Okay, so this one you can see at the base of that chain. Alright, so yarn over into the hole, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over. Okay, so see I've done 2 stitches in that same stitch, and I'm going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, so see, there's 2 in that one. And I'm gonna pause this here and I'll meet you back when we're ready to join. Okay, so we have done 2 double crochets in each stitch around, and sometimes it's a little bit hard to tell where you stop. So once you think you might be there, stop and count your stitches. There should be 20. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Okay, so right there's my 20th stitch, and then this is my chain 2, so that doesn't count. And notice that sometimes it looks like you might have an extra stitch right there. That one doesn't count either. We're not going to use that. Not using that one right there. Okay, so I'm going to put my hook into my 20th stitch. And I'm going to join with a slip stitch. Okay, so now we have completed 2 rounds. Alright, round number 3, we will chain 2, yarn over, and we're going to do 2 double crochets in this first stitch at the base of our chain, just like we did last time. Okay, and then we'll do 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, and then we will do 2 double crochets in the next, and then 1 double crochet in the next, 2, and then 1. Two, and then 1. Okay, and we'll repeat that all the way around, and when we finish this round we should have 30 double crochets. And something to note here, where we've got 2 double crochet in the next stitch, double crochet 1, what's in brackets will always end on the last stitch that's in the bracket. So our last stitch as we go around is going to be a double crochet 1. Okay, so we will complete this round, and I'll meet you back here right before we join. Okay, so I have just finished my last double crochet of round 3, and I'm ready to join. So this one is supposed to have 30 stitches around, so I'm just going to count from right here. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 20, 2, 4, 6, 8, 30. So right there is my 30th stitch, and notice this first thing right here, that's my chain 2, and then next to it is my first double crochet. At the top of that double crochet is the stitch that I need to join into. And as you work more and more of these, that'll be easier to recognize so that you won't have to count every time. I still like to count my stitches every time just so I know I didn't mess up. Because if I can find my error now, I won't be thrown off even further later. Okay, so round 4, we're going to chain 2. Okay, and then our pattern says to do 2 double crochet in the next stitch and then double crochet 2, and we'll repeat that pattern all the way around. So in our first stitch here at the base of my chain 2 is where I'll do my 2 double crochet. Alright, so there's 2 double crochet, and then I need to do 1 stitch in each of the next 2. Okay, so remember, where our pattern said 2 double crochet, the number was before the DC, so we put 2 stitches in 1 stitch. And then where our pattern said double crochet 2, we do 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, so that's the difference. The number before the DC means that number of stitches goes in 1 stitch. The number after the DC means we do that many stitches with 1 double crochet in each. Hope that makes sense. Probably more sense that time than I tried to make earlier. Alright, so again, we're going to do two in that one, and then 1 in each of the next 2. Okay, so see, we got 2 there, 1 in that one, 1 in that one. Alright, and so I'm just going to repeat this pattern all the way around, doing 2, and then 1, and then 1, until I get all the way back around to the other side. And when we finish this round, we should have 40 double crochets. I'll meet you back there right before we join. Alright, so we are back around and ready to join. And remember our pattern in the brackets for round 4, 2 double crochet and next stitch double crochet 2. So we should end with the double crochet 2. So that is where I have ended. So I've got a double crochet there and a double crochet there. Okay. And I'm ready to join. So if we start here and count all the way around, we should get to 40 right here at the top of this double crochet. So that is where I'm going to join. Okay. And so that is round 4. So round 5, we need to double crochet 2. And we'll do 2 double crochets in the first stitch, and then we will double crochet 1 in the next 3 stitches. So 2, go there in that first stitch, and then 1, 2, 3. 2 in the next. And then 1 in each of the next 3. Okay. 2 in the next. One in each of the next 3. Okay, and we will repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you before we join. Okay, so we are ready to join this round, and this round should have 50 double crochets in it. So if we start counting our stitches from here, we should get to 50 when we get right here. Okay. So I'm going to join here. Okay, so that is round 5. Round 6, we need to chain 2. And then we'll do 2 double crochets in this same stitch where we joined. Okay, and then our pattern says to double crochet 9, so we'll do 9 stitches with 1 double crochet in each stitch. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, let's count that and make sure. We've got 2 in that stitch, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, good. So 2 in the next. Okay, and then 9 with 1 in each of the next 9 stitches. And we will repeat that pattern back around till we finish the round, and I'll meet you back here right before we join. Okay, so we have finished that round. We are ready to join. And so this is round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We should have 55 stitches around. So if we count from here, we're going to start with this first stitch there. Count all the way around. And we should get to this stitch as our 55th stitch. So that's where I'm going to join. Okay. And round 7, we're just going to chain 2 and then double crochet 1 stitch in each stitch around. So we don't have to count anymore. We don't have a pattern to repeat. We're just going to go all the way around putting stitches, putting 1 stitch in each stitch. And when we finish this round, we should have 55 stitches. Alright, so I'm going to pause this here and I'll meet you back around before we join. Okay, so I've finished round 7 and now I'm ready to join. If we counted from here around, we would have 55 stitches, which would end right there. And that's where I'm going to join. So that's round 7. This pattern, this size for a toddler hat has 12 rounds in it. For purposes of this video, I'm just going to stop here. But rounds 8 through 12 are going to be exactly like round 7. You'll chain 2 and then you'll double crochet 1 stitch in each stitch around and then join. So exactly what we just did on this last round you'll do until you have 12 rounds. Okay, so we're just going to pretend that I have 12 rounds. I'll finish this hat later. But I'm going to go ahead and show you how I finish off my hats. Just so when you get to that point you'll have that. So I'm going to cut a tail about 8 inches or so. And the way I do this, I'm going to pull up a little bit of a loop there and take my hook out. And I'm going to turn my work around backwards. Okay. And I'm going to put my hook into the stitch just to the right of where my string is coming out. Okay. So not that stitch, but this one. I'm going to put my hook in there. And I'm going to take my loop and pull it through. Untwist myself there. And I'm going to go ahead and take my tail and pull it. So I pull this loop so it's smaller. And then I'm going to yarn over, pull through, and just keep pulling until my yarn comes all the way through. And so now when I tighten this, my knot is down inside of this stitch and it's not very noticeable. This is the inside of my hat. That little knot there is not very noticeable. Some people will just they won't do it that way. They'll just yarn over and pull through, and then if you do that, your knot ends up being on the bottom of your hat and there's like a little lump there. It's not very pretty. We don't want any knots showing, so this kind of hides it. So now what I'm going to do is take my yarn needle and I'll show you how to weave in your ends. Alright, so this is the yarn needle that I use. It's a metal one. It's I'm not sure what the number is on it, but pretty good size one. It's easy to thread. Okay, so I'm going to take my needle and work in here. Let's go down to about right there. I'm going to work down in here to the bottom of this first row. And I'm just going to thread my needle through. And that's good. Pull it through. And now I'm going to take this, and my yarn is coming out from there, so I'm not going to go back in there or else it would come undone. So I'm going to go into the next stitch over, and I'm going to weave this back in this way. And what this does, it kind of just locks your yarn in place so it's not going to come undone. Remember, we're working on the inside of our hat. So just kind of pull it like that so you can't see it. Okay. And now to weave in our tail from our magic ring. The way we're going to do this is we're going to put our thumb where this yarn is coming out and just kind of hold it. And I'm going to pull until I feel the yarn kind of slide around inside there. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear it or not, but we'll try. Well, you can't really hear it, but you can kind of feel it tightening inside of there, sliding inside that circle. And now that it's tight, I'm going to weave in my yarn again. Okay. Pick a spot and I'll go back the other direction. Alright, so if you had gone to 12 rows, you would have a hat that looks like this one. Alrighty, so if you have any questions, or if I need to clarify anything, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try to answer your questions. And thank you for watching.